Hello, beautiful souls. All right, as promised yesterday, I said I would come on here and I would do a quick video about detoxing. And I'll start out by saying I'm no expert. I figured this out on my own, and it's been somewhat of a long haul of figuring out what works. There are a lot of products on the market, and I mean, some of them are cool, I guess. You don't have to use them. And the other thing is that be careful what you ingest. It's the same thing. I don't remember when essential oils, I can't remember what year, way back, like 2013, 2014. People were putting lemon essential oil in their water and all different kinds of things. And a lot of companies were coming out and saying, that's not food grade essential oil. And people weren't listening. But here's the thing. A lot of these products, you are going to need to talk to your doctor. And hopefully have a good doctor, because not all doctors are created equal. If you have a naturopath, all the better. But so here's the deal. I know that several years ago, my then boyfriend had a bioresonance Rife machine. And so I'm going to get one because I think this is a very useful product to have. Anyway, so you hook yourself up to it and it scans you and tells you what metals and other toxins that you have in your body. Very useful, especially, like somebody like me. I was pretty new on my journey, 2018, 2017, and I didn't ever realize how much fluoride was in my body, how much of these heavy metals actually were in my body. And with that actual machine, you can tell where in the body they are stored. And so, what are the fillings? You guys probably know. I'm horrible with remembering all these names. So anyway, I started at that point, I was taking colloidal silver as a supplement. Every day I would take a small amount, and I don't know if I have any silver. Let me look. The guy that I love getting my silver from, he doesn't make it anymore, but he has gold, and I'll just show you. This is the silver that he had that is actually in the gold label with the silver, the silver bottle, because normally his gold comes in orange. Anyway, so I would start, and I'm going to have some of this while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So I usually don't have a lot of the gold. I usually just have a little bit. But I just pour it in a shot glass and down the hatch. All right, and I probably won't do my Ormus at the same time because they're very similar. So, but anyway, that is colloidal gold that I actually had, but colloidal silver was actually what I started with, and that whole thing about people turning blue. Well, I never took a lot, right? I would take hardly any, but I would take some every day. And then, if you get an infection, you can put that on there. Now, I'm not going to switch over to that. So, then I found out about Ormus. Ormus came in through a vision I had first, from Egypt, ancient Egypt, not Egypt. But anyway, and it was that Ormus was the elixir of the gods. And so I got some. And so this is the one that I was taking. Oh, I just got to open it. Sorry, not a professional here. All right, so here is the one that I was taking. And so it is liquid, but it is a viscous liquid. It is not super liquidy. And here's the packaging, and it has to be in packaging that keeps the light out. So, and I would take that, a little bit of that, once a day as well. That helped with energy, really. My energy, it is monatomic gold. And so it helped with a lot of different things. One of the things that I really noted with doing that and the colloidal gold was that I just felt clearer, my energy system. So like this core of energy felt clearer. Of course, my dog went out. Anyway, but those are just some things you can take. The main thing that you take for detoxing, if you want to, is zeolite powder. And I'll show you what that looks like. And you just take a little bit, put it in some water, and down the hatch. And that is zeolite powder. And you can get that anywhere or Amazon. And again, check with your doctor. So these are the supplements that you can start adding in. And the number one thing, if we're going to talk about detoxing, is to not use fluoride toothpaste, right? Try not to drink or use water that has fluoride in it or chlorine. So invest in a good water filter, or go get your water from a local well. They have them all over. There is, I'll try to put it in the comments, but there is a website you can go to, put in, your where you're located, and then it'll tell you where the closest one is. For me, my water has all been treated. It is city water here, and so I use a 000 filter, and I'll show you. Alex has one at college too, because that's mainly what we drink here. And so it's like this. It just fits in here, 000 filter, and it holds a lot of water, and we just have to fill it up because we do drink a lot of it. We have to fill it up like at least once a day, but that's all right. It does the trick. And so that is a 0. So, and they do send you a little tester so that you can verify that your water does test at 0 parts per million, or whatever the measurements are for additives in water. All right, so yeah, that's that. The other thing, so natural, so to help get metals out of your body, right? You can eat cilantro, lots of cilantro. That is a natural way to add that into your diet to de-metal your body. Also, I read the Medical Medium book, and one of the best juices that you can drink for most things is celery juice. And so if you are interested in that, or if you have a particular health problem, that book, The Medical Medium, is amazing, right? It gives you different juicing recipes and things to do to use your food as medicine for detoxing. I'm kind of jumping all over here. So I said about the fluoride, number 1. Number 2, aluminum. Make sure that you are not using and cooking with aluminum foil. I know that a lot of us were taught to use aluminum foil when we were young. So there is that aspect to aluminum, and the other aspect is actually in your deodorant. So, or I should say antiperspirant and some deodorant. So yes, most of us that really care about our health, we do not use antiperspirant because of what is in there. And I know that I actually stopped using that before I knew about this, because I had friends that had breast cancer. And that was one of the things that their doctors were telling them, is to stop using the aluminum-based antiperspirant and deodorant and to switch to something more natural. And so, like I have a crystal one that I use and I love it. And it just, I mean, sometimes I get stinky, but I just take a shower or use essential oils or spit bath with a washcloth, right? That's what people do. Instead of putting on these chemicals to mask your odor, but also will eventually make you sick because it just keeps getting stored up in your body. So the other thing of detoxing that's been coming out is parasites. And that is where, like people are saying that ivermectin, is an antiparasitic. And I don't know a lot about antiparasitics. I did take what was it called? My friends were here and he was taking the fulvic acid, I think it was called. And it is there's lots of different brands of it, but it is an antiparasitic too. Check those out. Those, you don't have to pay a lot of money. Yes, they have certain brands and they're trying to get spiritual people to try to sell you this stuff. But you don't have to necessarily use those brands, but check it out and see if that's something that's interesting to you. Yes, we do have parasites, especially if we eat meat, which I do eat meat. But yeah, parasites, that is partly what the big detox is right now, has to do with that. And what came in through my higher self is that was this whole CVID thing that's happening. We do need to detox. We actually need to be eating better. Part of the thing is that our food is contaminated. Not only is most of it GMO, but then they are putting things like Roundup on as a drying agent, even for their organic produce, which is like, what? Those of us that spend the extra money to get the organic, I don't want Roundup anywhere near me. I don't want it in my yard, and I don't want it on my food. So to me, that's really sneaky. So and especially when you're buying organic, a lot of us are like, I can just eat it. No. You can, but you're going to be ingesting things that you don't want to. So there's that. There's also, so much detoxing. There is electromagnetic issues as well. And so a lot of us have gridded our houses out with shungite. You look that up if that's something that you're like, you hear me say that and you're like, ooh, I need to check that out. You can check that out online. Gridding out your house with shungite will help provide EMF protection. And I know my friends kind of joke, but I have it's pretty well protected here. There are a lot of antennas and a lot of towers near me. I have Boeing towers. I have cell towers. I have one of the big Washington State Patrol towers is within 2-mile radius of my house. But when I pull out one of those EMF emitter detectors on my phone, it's not too bad here. And so shungite is one of those things that helps with that. And yes, some people are saying that the Vax is interacting with that 5G. I don't know about that, but it's interesting to think about. So that is one thing you can do to protect yourself. And I do not do this, but I will tell you what. I had a boyfriend a long time ago that insisted that we turn the router off at night. That we actually he said, we actually needed to have a break from all of that EMF radiation, that is coming through us. So just keep that in mind too. If that resonates with you, then consider doing that as well. You can put those on a timer. That makes it easy. I have not found that I needed to do that right now, but if all of a sudden I feel, I might. but I haven't felt the draw. Let's see, what else is there? So the other thing with detoxing is to make sure that you're getting enough water. So one of the biggest problems in America is actually that everybody is dehydrated. I'm going to say in America because that's what I know. I imagine that it's actually wider spread than that, and it's probably everywhere. But not being adequately hydrated is taxing to your immune system. So being adequately hydrated is actually just good for your health, right? Eating fruits and vegetables, right, that are clean. That means that they don't have Roundup on them and that they aren't GMO. And, I like to think of it like this. The closer to home that you can get them, procure them, the better. So if you have your own garden, heck yeah, right? Try to eat in season. And I learned that when I lived in France. Everything was in season. And sometimes you would want a certain thing at the grocery store and you couldn't even find it there at the market, right? The farmer's market. You just ate whatever happened to be there. So consider going back to those ways. It's going to be good for us to do that. It'll be less alarming later on when there might be a reduction. We have gotten spoiled with thinking that we can have anything like corn, right? Corn on the cob, no matter what time of the year. That's unreasonable, right? Try to eat close to home, right? Try to eat what grows close to home when it grows close to home. And I mean, like with everything, I am not asking anybody to do everything perfectly because I am sure not perfect. I'm just saying, keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Try to do your best. Okay, hydration, Ormus. Oh yeah, if you do start taking Ormus or a Zeolite, you are going to have to up your water intake a lot. Just FYI. Let's see, what other detox? Oh, I know. So as far as food goes, a lot of people like fasting, and I have no problem with fasting. I intermittent fast all the time. Back when I was married, I didn't really do it because I was more on a schedule, feeding my husband and all of that. But once I stopped having to be on the routine necessarily, I found that what is natural for me is actually what one calls intermittent fasting. And we don't need to eat those 3 meals a day like we have been programmed to eat. Eat at a pace and rate that feels good to you. So like for me, it's easier just to start with dinner, right? I will eat something for dinner and then, not too late at night. And then I will probably, and I'm a coffee drinker. So that's that is my last vice. I'm not giving it up. Anyway, so I'll have a cup of coffee in the morning and then I might not eat. If I don't eat by 2, then I start to get hangry. But I usually eat sometime right before there and I am fine. And it's helped me maintain my weight. I am healthy. I'm healthy. And then I eat then and then I eat a dinner and maybe I'll have a snack. I love cheese. And so no, I'm not vegan. And I'm an omnivore and although I prefer grass-fed beef, and I try not to eat pork very often, but oh my goodness, I eat just about everything. But yeah, so try to up your fruits and vegetables for sure. Oh, I know the other thing, and I don't know why I do this, but I started a couple years ago when I first get up first thing in the morning before my coffee is that I'll grab a little tiny cup of warm water and I will put lemon juice in it and down the hatch. And that's the first thing I do probably about 20 minutes before I have my coffee when that's the very first thing. And I forget what it does. Anyway, Ayurvedic wise, medicine wise, it's great for my constitution, which is damp. And so, like for me, I'm not supposed to eat anything cold. I'm supposed to eat warm food. I'm really not supposed to eat dairy, but I'm really not supposed to drink coffee, but I drink one. And yeah, try to eat vegetables mainly with grass-fed beef if I decide to indulge in beef, and limit my fruits to fruits that are from around my area and not to eat too many fruits. But that's just for me. But yeah, so you can always check out those things too to see what's healthy for you. So, I mean, there's my little 2 cents on detoxing. Oh, so I do know somebody who's obsessed with fasting. And I'm not talking to him at the moment, but be careful with fasting. Some people say it does get you closer to your higher self, that it does strengthen your spiritual connection. But like, I can't remember how many days he went. It was like crazy. Remember, you can have like fruit and veggie juice on those days that you're fasting. I mean, try to find something that is recommended. Don't just stop eating for days and days and days on end. I know he did that and only ate spinach leaves, like to try to keep the hunger pangs away. And there does come a time, according to him, that the hunger pangs do go away, and that's interesting. But yeah, to me, that's more of a PTSD thing, that people that struggle with PTSD tend to like to fast like that. But what do I know? I should say unhealed PTSD. But anyway, let me know in the comments, what resonates. What do you do? What do you do to detox? Maybe I completely forgot something. And you know what? That always happens to me, and I'll come back on and I will, maybe I'll make another one if that happens. Oh, I know what else. Make sure, has nothing to do with detoxing. This is just a health thing. Make sure that you're getting enough vitamin D. Vitamin C. And what else? I'm trying to think what's over here. Those are the two big ones right now that I keep getting the nudge and that I have always supplemented for me and my kids. Sometimes fish oil. Well, my daughter can't have fish oil, but yeah. So make sure you are supplementing with vitamin D and vitamin C going into this winter. It's to help your immune system. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.